For the last 6 months, I got to tell you guys, I've been asking myself something. How did I get in the Hall of Fame? And I tell you, I think, yeah, well, the fans all said it's because of them. No. But you know, I think I've discovered the answer to that, and I want to kind of share with you that as we look down through history, we find out that God, at certain points, picks very average men and women. And what he does, he gives them a life. He gives them some talent. He surrounds them with some great people. He guides them to some achievement. And as I trace some of the highlights that I'm going to share with you for the next few minutes here, and as I say thanks to some of those people that were a great part of my life, I figured out I'm one of those average people that God looked down and touched. The first thing he did for me is he gave me a great family. My mother's here today. I got to tell you, about 3 months ago, we were worried. I didn't know sure Mom was going to make it. It's one of the great thrills of my life to have my mother here. And I want to say to Mom, thank you for all the times that you and my dad sacrificed for me and Jim. Thank you, Mom. We lost my dad about 5 years ago, but you know, God tells us in His Word that those that have gone on before us, those saints that have gone on before us, He says they're in heaven, and He said they're up there cheering us on. And I got to tell you, my dad and my Uncle Walter and some of those other good friends of mine, I know where they are, and I know they're in heaven cheering us on, and I think they've got a great opportunity to look down and take a look at all this today. Thanks, Dad. The Lord also blessed me with a great brother, Jim, and I want to thank him for all the love, for Aunt Louise and Walter. Hey, anytime I wanted some money to go buy a hot ride, or I wanted to take some of my friends to go eat, Aunt Louise and Walter, they were always there. That family loved me, they encouraged me, and they disciplined me. So as I took off in life, I got to tell you what happened to me. I learned that I love to play games. And man, I got to tell you, I love to win. And you know what I discovered about life? I discovered that life is a game. And I got to tell you, it's the greatest game of all time. And I know just like you guys, hey, I wanted to win. I'll tell you this, in the meeting yesterday, Dan was talking about with all the other coaches and the enshrinees are already in. Coach Landry made a great comment in that meeting. He stood up and he said this. He said, I really didn't think it was very important for me to get in the Hall of Fame. But I did think it was important for all my players. I got to tell you this. I want to echo that. I'm not so sure it's the right thing to put me in here. I'm not going to give it back. But I will say this. I'm hoping that a lot of my players out there, a lot of you guys, our players, the coaching staff that pick those players, I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of Redskins that get to stand right up here where I am. Now next in the Redskin family, I got to say a big thank you to all the RFK fans. Because hey, listen, I got to tell you, no matter who you played for or who you coached for, I'm going to tell you something. And some of the other players up here will all tell you this. When you walk out in that stadium at RFK, it's one of the greatest feelings in pro sports. I want to say a great thanks to all of you for that atmosphere. Yeah, it was a crummy stadium. Man, we had crud hanging off of it. And the fans are right on top of everybody. But I'm going to tell you this, when people came in there, it was hard to beat us. All the memories that I took from there, I want to say a big thanks to all those fans because I, in my heart, believe you're the greatest fans. I'm going to tell you this, you're the greatest fans of all of pro sports. Hey, you made it what it was. You made that atmosphere what it was. You were the ones that prompted these players to play like they played. And so I want to say a big thanks to every single fan out there that pulled for us. Hey, it was your stadium, it was your place, and part of what's going on up here today belongs to you. I want to say to everybody here, thanks to everyone, and particularly all of those that I didn't get a chance to mention. I had one of the world's greatest 30 jobs. And I want to say thanks to all of you for that. I think I'm one of the most blessed guys in the world. And one of the final notes I took this morning as I got ready to talk to you, and I'm going to finish with this, I realized, hey, I have 5 families. When you stop and think of it, I've been blessed to be in 5 different families. I'm in God's spiritual family. I want to thank Him for that and the gift of His Son, Jesus Christ. I have an earthly family, my mother, my dad, my brother. I have my family that Pat and I have put together. Pat, J.D., Coy, and now Melissa. I have a redskin family that I'll always be a part of. And I now have a Hall of Fame family. Guys, I want to tell you, I thank you for going ahead and paving the way. I am thrilled to be in. It's one of the greatest experiences. I want to say thank you to everybody because I got everything. Thank you very much.